Ready, set,
Yep.
and live. Live, yay! Live stream. Live stream. Yay, woohoo! Let's see if I can not trip over my everything.
You got this.
I got this. Hello, everyone. Hello. What's up, 11 Arts YouTube? How are you doing? I'm 11 Arts YouTube. How's everybody watching right now? What's up? Nice. Let's see. Matthew Beck. What's up, Matthew Beck? Hi, Brianna DeCoster. How are you? Would you like to introduce yourself, or would you like to give me the honors? I don't know.
It's been so. You know what, Shelby? If you would like to take the honor, please feel free.
Okay. All right. So, this is Andrew J. Alandy. He is an MC and host of several really cool nerd events, specifically things that are anime related, which is why many of you are here, but you're so multifaceted, our YouTube audience, that, I mean, you probably also like video games. You probably also like fashion shows. And then Andrew J. Alandy is here to help. Can you tell us more, Andrew J. Alandy?
All right, I will definitely tell you more. First of all, hey, welcome everybody. Good evening, good afternoon. I don't know where you're watching this from, but wherever you are, thanks for tuning in. Again, my name is Andrew J. Alandy. I've been I'm a host, I'm an actor, I'm an MC. I am a competitive gamer as well in Street Fighter. I'm a Twitch streamer. I guess I'm a jack of all trades, if you want to call it that. I've had a hand in many an event throughout Southern California and even beyond. And mostly, I'm just thankful to talk with people and just share the good time and have a good one. So with everybody.
The Renaissance man of nerd culture hosting.
You weren't too kind to me, Shelby. Let's the Renaissance man. That's aiming a little high there.
Well, if we want to just hang out and talk, we can always. I can reintroduce you again, and we can maybe tone it down, and I'll call you something a little less flattering for the next round.
Oh Lord, this is just gonna be one of those hey, can we just try this intro over and over? Next thing we know, 3 hours has passed, and we have talked about absolutely nothing.
I'm excited. I'm excited to do that, actually. It's nice for everyone to hang out with people in the comfort of their own home.
Yeah, it's convenient. I get the hey, I don't have to go as far as Koreatown where there's no parking, and half my trip is spent trying to find a single spot that's half a mile away from where I need to be, and then I have to walk to it. So this is quite nice to at least have some sort of human interaction.
I like pretending. Can you see the owl in the shot? I tried really hard to get the donut and the owl in the shot to pretend.
I do see the owl and the donut. I'm a little jealous of the donut. I'm trying not to eat sweets and it's not working.
If you're a fan of donuts, I would really recommend watching Shirobako, the series, on High Dive right now.
Okay, Shirobako the series on High Dive. I need to note that because I'm actually slightly behind on all the anime that I'm supposed to be catching up on because I get it, pandemic, right?
And the stream.
Yeah.
This is a joke that I'm making right now. I'm very funny. Anyway, so hopefully I think you'll enjoy Shirobako because it's actually about making anime. It's about women and men actually in an animation studio, and they're making an anime and everything. It's a process of making your dreams come true through anime, which is what we're all about.
That is very meta. Okay, that makes sense.
Even if you don't like donuts, I'm pretty sure you'll still enjoy Shirobako. I've met people who are...
Okay, definitely.
Yeah. So what was the last anime you watched?
Okay, so I think the last ones I watched, as far as big ones, I know I finished Food Wars sometime last year, which got me really into the process of cooking at home. I know that's the standard response for everybody. And then just recently we finished up with The Great Pretender on Netflix, and I don't want to use rough language on here. Let's say it was bat bleep insane how crazy that anime was. we were watching, we're like, what is happening here? Oh my god! And that was a fun one. Very well done. So I'm pleased to see that there's so many different mediums that we can actually enjoy anime on this point. And
awesome.
Now it's up to we who are behind on our list to catch up, if you know what I mean.
I mean, that's also me. Let's be honest. There's always more anime to watch. I have all these beautiful DVDs here for. This says 11 Arts Live, but I overestimated the ability to buy. They came with like a letter set, and they're very small. But please trust, it says 11 Arts. Oh, it says 11 Arts Live next to the Oton
Okay.
one.
Nice. I see it.
If anybody, I am on frame, right? Is that because it moved off a little bit? I'm just checking to verify. Also, I'm wearing glasses. We're both wearing glasses today, but I am trying to be able to be a hands-free 11 Arts live stream host, and my monitors are further away, and my one secret is that I can't see stuff far away. That's the only time I have to wear glasses.
Look, like I think glasses are totally like I actually don't really need to wear these. Like these are just Gunnar Optics glasses that I wear for gaming and like because I sit in front of a computer all day for work. So I was like, let's be like uber cool nerd and wear the Gunnar Optics, and totally failed at that. So, but hey, we're matching glasses at least, so that's totally all right.
Can't believe you'd admit to wearing fake glasses for your video game stream on a live stream. That's very brave of you. That's very brave of you, Andrew J. Alandy.
It's all about transparency. I do wear contact lenses though, but it's what it is. Nice. Oh God.
Okay. So, sorry. I don't know how much of a delay there is, so I apologize if I'm ever cutting you off. But the good news is everyone's having a party in the chat. Especially people who are excited to see the Shirobako movie this year, 2021. Shirobako the movie. Let's go, guys. Donuts. Donuts. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like I'm actually writing down Shirobako, and I'm just making sure like I know where I'm going to be able to watch it. So totally fine. Oh, okay.
Oh,
easy peasy.
Shirobako the movie is coming out in 2021 in North America, and but if you are like super excited for Shirobako in general, as everyone should be at all times, it is a great anime. You can always go to High Dive and you can watch it there on High Dive.
High Dive, gotcha.
TV things.
Okay, easy. Oh yeah, I'm seeing. Look, so believe it or not, Shelby, you actually just introduced me to High Dive like right now. I had no idea this was there. Like, great. Like the anime host guy has no idea about like an anime streaming source. But hey, like this is really good. Like I'm looking at this now. I'm like, oh, nice. There's some stuff on here. And okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to take a look at this once the stream is over and be like, okay, like another deep dive into more anime, more. Just give me more.
If anything at all, this has been a successful stream based on that. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for tuning into the 11 Arts live stream with Andrew J. Alandy. And I'm trying to see, my glasses aren't like super powered, but I think the logo's like around here somewhere, like over here for 11 Arts. What's up, guys? Please subscribe to the 11 Arts YouTube page if you haven't already.
Yes, like, comment. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, you're at 4.99K. Can we need to get over that 5 mark.
That's just like
that's gotta happen.
Watch it just be like one person, just one super passionate Shirobako anime convention fan.
That's all you need.
That's all we need. That's all we're hoping for. And then thank you to the person saying that my glasses are cool, or maybe they're saying it to you. Actually, your glasses are pretty cool. So you don't have to clarify. Whoever commented that, like. No.
I'm gonna say it's cool. It's both of us whose glasses, like, because glasses are cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, come on. Whenever you get the chance to, do the whole like push the glasses up and then just do something completely epic, like that's something you see in anime a lot, and you can't do that if you're not wearing glasses. Just saying.
That's true. I've seen people do it without wearing glasses, but like the effect is ruined. So. Are you
wait? So they take the glasses off and they do.
Like
you look like you're
like people will like do a joke and they'll be like, oh look, I'm pushing up my imaginary glasses, and then but now I can do that for real. I think I've definitely done that joke without wearing glasses. I'll put myself in line for that. But I can reintroduce you now that we're having a few more people in the chat. Everyone, say hi to Andrew J. Alandy, and please comment hello. Comment things about our glasses more. It's very nice of you. Thank you so much. Comment about your favorite anime. Comment about your favorite anime convention. Just weigh in. We're just so happy to see you.
Yeah, actually, believe it or not, like I'm looking at the chat right now, and for all of the messages that come through, I'm pretty sure I'm taking notes of like, hey, what should I be watching right now? Because, like, I get it. We've been in the pandemic, and I've been fortunate enough to continue working through it, which has limited my time to actually sit and watch stuff. But I mean, when I do have free time, it's like, hey, I want to sit down and watch something. That's actually how we got into like watching Great Pretender. Was we had heard so much about it. We watched the preview about it before, and my partner and I, we were thinking, okay, maybe we'll come back to it. And then all of our friends were like, hey, you have to watch this. This is like insane, like in freaking insane. You need like check this out. So we sat down and watched it, and we were hooked from episode 1 on. So there's so many anime series that have been suggested, and it just takes like repeated reminders to get it in and say, hey, watch this, do this anime. So pretty excited about that. So if I see something in there, so like Shirobako, which has been totally announced, and of course the movie is coming out, so that's definitely something that we need to that we'll definitely be getting into, and there will probably be many others. Oh, hey, we see you back here now. We disappeared real quick, Shelby, and then now you returned.
So I'm on stream at this point, like in the. Okay, cool. I wanted to just make sure I could see certain things on the screen, just so I could make sure I could say hi to all of the really cool people who are hanging out in the chat and enjoying anime and talking about anime conventions. Speaking of which. Nice. Okay. Speaking of which, hello, Andrew J. Alandy, Mr. MC and host of several live streams and events for anime, video games, fashion, like fashion shows and everything, and nerd culture in general. What's up? How are you doing tonight? Thank you for being on the stream.
Well, I'm just happy to be here. I'm having a good time. It was a rare day off for me today, so I was able to like sleep in, which I never get to do anymore except on the weekends, and even then I really can't because my body's just so used to waking up early. But had a little time to just take some me time. I actually bought a laptop off of a friend today, which was pretty nice. So when I'm on the go, I'll be I have a device to actually stream stuff on that's not my phone, so I can be that dude who like puts Netflix or like puts up any show that I'm watching on the laptop and then just doesn't watch it because I'm just usually casually scrolling Twitter on the phone. But overall, I'm just having a good time and just enjoying it. As the great Daniel Craig says on Twitter every Friday, ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Very nice. Great introduction. Great double introduction for those latecomers hanging out in the chat. I don't know why I've been talking in such a customer service voice with like theater kid hand expressions all this time, but I'm going to try and get myself to stop now that I can see myself on my monitor. Okay. So if you have left the stream because of that, I don't blame you, but you can come back now. I have reined myself in, and yeah. So anyway, anime conventions, they're fun. We've both been to a lot in our lives. Right? So
I think, yeah.
What are some of the really fun anime conventions that you have been a live stream host at, or an MC at, or just hang out, just had a fun time at, just enjoying?
So I think that the conventions that I really hosted at the most were like Hanadoki Con, now defunct. It's no longer around. Anime Los Angeles, which I've started to do a lot more hosting work at. Anime Expo, which last year I was one of the live stream hosts for that, which was a real big blessing to join in on that team with like Brandon McGinnis, Nikki Marina, Ken Ayugai, and then Asher Jackaway, my fellow co-hosts. I've actually mostly done SoCal conventions, with Fanime in NorCal being one that I've gone to previously as a volunteer and later just as an attendee. And then I had one time where I actually got to go to SakuraCon all the way up in Seattle. That was a blast too. So I think the plan was like pre-pandemic to try and get out to other spots around the U.S. and hopefully try to go international. I mean, I have gone to Mexico for a convention too.
Cool.
That was like 2017, and that would, dude, like the best thing about conventions, and especially getting out of your usual convention area, is seeing how fans react in different cities, in different states, and in this case, a different country. Like I got to see how other people celebrated and how they showed their fandom. And there's not a lot of difference in terms of just the general spirit of it. But you get to see just how much everybody loves it. It's not just our area; it is worldwide, and I think that's one of the beautiful things that conventions have taught me, is that I've seen a different side of fandoms that I I would not have seen if I had just stayed in my area. So that's been pretty good. I mean, like I went to Mexico for one, and yeah, that's like the farthest I've actually gone for. No, Seattle is farther. So yeah, that's basically like the farthest I've gone convention wise. Like my hope is to travel to the East Coast, to the Midwest, and kind of see what does the rest of the U.S. have to offer, and then after the U.S., the world. If you'd get my drift.
Very cool. Like those unlockable areas that you can't get to yet. Once you clear the New England areas or the East Coast areas, and you can finally move on to the other grayed out areas. They're unlocked now, and you have to pay for them.
Seriously, like yeah, you gotta pay to get them, but then like you said, you have to unlock them. Like I can't just stay California and then all right, off to England for a convention or Japan. I mean, that would be, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't stop if that happened. But like I do want to meet fans from all over, East Coast, Midwest, down south, because the stories I've heard from a lot of my friends who have been fortunate to travel, they always say the fans there are just very pleasant, and I want to experience that for myself and get to know people from other areas. I think that's another boon that conventions have given me, is that I have friends in places that I never thought that would be possible, and we're connected because we share these common interests, and that's been the beauty of it.
Totally, it's really cool. I can definitely, and I know it's not really like I'm sure that everyone will take everyone's word for it, but I'm actually I'm from the East Coast, so I've actually lived in a lot of places all over the country, and I've been able to kind of be technically a local at so many different conventions all over, and I just think there's so many really cool experiences because the staff and just people who put on the convention are always so passionate and so talented, but they always bring something just a little bit different. But there's always the familiar you know what I mean, of
the familiarity, yes,
anime in a place.
I hear you.
So I mean, even just seeing who's attending on Twitter or in Discords or even on Instagram, the people who are even attending the virtual conventions right now, it's really fun to just bond over things because so many different conventions have tried really hard to just bring that feeling at least to your computer desk right now, and have virtual Crunchyroll Expo, virtual Anime Expo, virtual virtual Kumoricon, virtual Anime NYC. I mean, all really cool conventions in person, but I think they did a really great job at bringing their own personal brand of anime convention to everybody.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think it's really important because we've spent a year without being able to really convene. I mean, that's the root word of convention, is convene, right? To come together and to try and capture that feeling and bring just a taste of that to everybody while I know the hashtag we used during Anime Expo 2020, Anime Expo Light, was together apart. So it's been nice that even though we haven't been able to convene in person all together, having the live stream, some semblance of it, and we're still able to celebrate all the parts of the culture, not just the anime, but the clothing, the music. I mean, when Anime Expo happened and they had the giant concert at the end, and I'm sitting there in my office where I have my live stream set up, and I'm watching all of the musicians go one by one, and I'm freaking out because here I am watching Kotoko, the artist I remember from my first anime convention, Anime Expo 2K5, and I was became a super fan of the music, and then now here I am in 2020. I'm in the comfort of my own home. Yeah, I get it, but I'm watching the artists I watched 15 years ago, and I'm just reliving all these memories and just having a blast in the comfort of my own home. And I will say this. it is nice to not have to worry about parking or a hotel. That's been pretty nice. It's been pretty convenient. Saved a lot of quiche on that one.
So, did you have so your first concert experience was your first convention, right? Was your first
Yes.
convention Anime Expo?
Yes. So Anime Expo
Wow.
2005. So I remember in 2004. I had no clue. Like I was completely clueless about the convention scene, and I remember I was at my friend's arcade, back when arcades were a thing, and I see it's like after my birthday, and I see all of these people coming back, and I see like people who are like storing cosplays, the cosplay props, in the arcade because it was kind of like it was kind of like a hangout spot, so everybody trusted each other there. And I was like, whoa, like what's all this stuff? And they were talking. That's when I first heard about Anime Expo, and I was like, okay, like I want to check this out. Like I want to go, and it happened to fall on my birthday, so I was like, the next year, I was like, I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna go to Anime Expo, and sure enough, like, it sparked this whole, this like butterfly effect of things that happened that led me to where I am now, where I'm hosting, where I'm emceeing different events, and like I said, I've met some of my greatest friends through the convention scene, all because I got curious and was like, hey, what, like everybody's dressed up, like what's going on here?
Mm. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, yes, that is very cool. That is so cool. And then that was kind of like when you knew that you wanted to go back. And then was there like, do you have like, I guess, a moment from an anime convention that you could kind of tie to maybe an experience watching anime? Like, I guess, for example, I know that Fana does a lot of different anime openings for like movies, like Shirobako the movie, And sorry, I was like trying to use inflection, and I was like, that was way too high. I don't think that any human's ears could have heard that. Shirobako the movie, and like stuff like Dragon Maid season 1, Fana performs for, and everything like that. So I know that they've toured in different anime conventions all over the country. So I always like kind of the feeling like whenever I watch an anime opening again, I'll be like, oh, I've seen them live. I've like, I've seen them in like an anime exhibit hall or like a dealer's hall and all that stuff. It's really cool, like that they're someone I grew up watching on with anime and everything like that, like part of an episode or part of a movie that I really liked. And then I could see them like at my very own anime convention. Did you have any was that like kind of your big experience, like seeing people in concert then and everything like that?
I mean, that was part of it. I actually, believe it or not, the farthest I have to correct myself on something I said previously. The farthest I've actually gone for a convention, and because it was so long ago, I totally didn't remember this. Farthest I've ever gone for a convention was Chicago. I actually went to Anime Central in 2010, and part of the experience, and I did not expect to be able to do this. I was actually good friends with the people who were putting on some of the music for the dance, the rave that goes on there every night, and I was able to get backstage and kind of hang out with some of the musicians there. I know that I didn't see him in particular, but Yoshiki from X Japan was there as well, and I kind of missed my chance to hang out with him. I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot for that one. Um, other events, I think in like 2012 or 2013, I got to hang with. We were at Pacific Media Expo, and we were still doing programming. I think this was before I had fully gone into like host MC mode, but we were hanging out with the members of the band Back On. It was like after the convention, and my friends who were all working in the music department were like, "Hey, come on up and hang out. Like Back On's here, and we're just all chilling." And that was just a good time. So I think that yeah, now that you mentioned, a lot of the convention experience I've had has been there's a lot of it has revolved around musical acts and who I've been able to help out. I know at Anime Los Angeles 2020, uh, we got asked to help out with I think it was Fem. I think that was the
Oh,
electronic duo.
cool.
Yeah, so when the Femme concert happened, a lot of people actually don't know this, but my friend Patrick and I were asked by some of our higher ups in staff to they needed help. They needed people to bring the duo out on stage, as you know. So if you can see it because it was dark in there, but as we're bringing them up, that's actually me and another friend bringing the duo on stage. So that's it's been kind of the unsung thing about conventions for me was some of the musicians that I've had the pleasure of meeting.
Not to name drop ourselves, but I just kind of remembered I should have totally like looked because I'm actually a big fan of theirs, but I'm always afraid that like I'll mix up like sometimes I make the first letters of like their names with each other or something like that. We actually at Anime California we introduced Kohei and Tia.
Oh my gosh! You're right. Yeah. Name drop all you want. That was fun. That was
fun.
really
That was
cool.
That's on tape somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Oh my gosh! Like it's like all coming back to me now with. I mean, like I said, the pandemic, things get forgotten, and of course, like the passage of time, it kind of just becomes one big blur. But it's nice to remember, like, oh, we were there, we met them. Oh my god! And
I know.
now all the memories just start flooding back, and I think this is what conventions do is that you spend your time there, you make memories with friends, and sometimes epic stuff happens, and next thing you know, you're just like, I just want to go back because like. Dude, epic stuff happened this time. What could happen next time? So,
totally. I definitely think something else that's really cool that happens at conventions that some people don't always know happens at conventions is sometimes movies, anime films will get screenings at anime conventions. And, sometimes, like, I know there's certain watch rooms and everything for certain anime series and everything like that, but sometimes films will actually have debut screenings at anime conventions, which I think is really, really cool because like that's like dinner and well I don't know what the dinner part is like there's a different saying whatever anyway there's you can actually like watch a movie and you can watch like a movie that's coming and like other people haven't seen before, which I think is really, really cool that you can just like utilize there's so many different really cool ways you can utilize an anime convention is my point, and one is screenings. So and if you ever don't be afraid to like reach out on social media and say like, hey, I really love this movie that's going to come out. Like, have you considered like this con and everything like that? We'll always be happy that you are happy to see it. And just reach out on social media to film distribution companies and then just be like, hey, what's up? Like, I love films. And we'll be like, same. But then we'll also be like, oh, cool. And then we'll take a note of like where our fans are and everything like that. But we want to see you either way, every fan, all over the world, all over North America, all over Canada, and like, yeah.
I think that's like the one thing that I actually have not done at a convention is go to a premiere, and mostly because when it comes time for those premieres, I'm usually working on some sort of project at the convention. Like, I know Anime Expo 2018. I forgot what it was, but it was like Boku no Hero that. I forgot what it was. I think that was what it was that was debuting. Like, I guess it was one of the films or something like that. But I wanted to like badly go, but I was also one of the hosts for the live stream, and I was also working on other things with another team. So I was like, I won't be able to go down there. But I'll tell you this right now, like that is one of the things that I would love to down the road once we're fully open back up and it's safe to go back out. Actually attend a movie premiere at a convention. And I agree with you. Reach out on social media. Let the companies know that that's what you want to see. Like, have you considered this area? You've got fans. You've got a fan base out here, and they would love to be reached out to. I totally agree with you.
I'm so just for the reference, I didn't remember to turn off my automaton, so I've been trying to have him do like shocked expressions every time you say something like, I've never been to an anime premiere, I've never been to a screening. It's just me playing with this very silent toy. Next time I'll remember to change the batteries first, but yeah.
Oh, okay. No, like I imagine the shock is felt because I guess I have this reputation within our convention scene that I have done everything, and it's believe it or not, I've not, and a lot of it is because I've spent you spend your time volunteering and you spend your time as a guest, which I haven't been I haven't really guessed it at too many conventions. Contrary to popular belief, I actually have been volunteering more at them, just because I always feel like if I celebrate the medium the best when I'm actually giving back and allowing and helping others to celebrate as well. I think that's how I got involved in volunteering for Anime Los Angeles, Anime Expo, Pacific Media Expo, Hanadoki Con, Anime California, like things like that. That's that's really where I found my niche in this community. But you know, like I said, there's still lots that I want to do, and again, like I said before, there's so many more people that I want to meet from like the higher brass, you know, all the celebrities, you know, that are in this community and beyond. So even just like the regular fans, like that's really where the root of the root of the conventions are for me. Like I don't mind walking through a convention hall and actually slowing, like normally when people see me at a convention, they'll usually see me like running, like almost running through, because I've got to get from like point A to point B to figure out the next thing. And there are times where I just want to be like, okay, I'm gonna actually take a leisurely stroll through the convention, just check things out, and you know, whoever we meet, like that's usually the cool thing. And there are some, you know, people, like I said, I never thought I would have met unless I took the time to just slow down and just enjoy my surroundings for a bit. And that's again the beauty of these events.
Yeah, very cool. Definitely. I think it's just really fun to, and you know, over the past couple of years, but just in general, like the timeline of anime conventions and everything, and how far they've reached, and all over the country, it's just been so cool and so fascinating. And even I know that like there's been different premieres and different concerts that you know are like the first time they happen are actually here. So that's always something really cool to utilize whenever like you're going for a long time, like too like. And I feel kind of embarrassed about this. I was always like, when I was younger, I was like so overwhelmed. So I think there's like a point sometimes with like convention going where like you'll either like meticulously check out the schedule, and then at some point you like don't check it out at all, and you just kind of like find what you find, and then then you kind of circle back to like meticulously. This isn't the case for everybody, for sure, but like just kind of like going through the, oh no, I have to know every single panel at all times. Oh no, I can just hang out. Oh, actually no, I actually do want to go to this panel. Why am I not going to these panels? And then yeah, that's the timeline of a anime convention connoisseur. I assume I'm the wind. I only just go where the anime goes. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, like that's been a big thing for me is especially as, like I said, as a volunteer and now as a guest at certain events, it does become like one thing after another, where it's like, okay, I've got to be in this hall at this time, and then I've got to figure out travel time between this building and the next building, and it's harder, especially when convention is located in multiple different buildings, and those buildings actually have travel time. Like for example, let's take Anime Expo. First of all, you could have something scheduled in the in the South Hall, like where the dealers hall is. Like you have to do something at a booth, and that's something you want to check out. But then there's a panel that's going on in West Hall, but you have to travel through the halls, navigate the crowds, get through there. Hopefully, don't get trampled along the way. And then next thing you know, there's another event that's going on at the JW Marriott, because they do utilize those rooms there. So you've got to figure out now, it's not just, hey, I can go do this panel from I think 10 to 11:30, and then 11:30 I'm going to hit the next panel, and next you have to actually like think about, you gotta think about calculating your travel time, things of that sort. But at the same time, it's like, you know what, if you really want to, like, I see people that do that, and that's their experience. Like, I'm gonna hit every single little event that I possibly can and get 5 hours of sleep each night. Please don't do that. Get rest, people. But that being said, like, they'll hit every single event that they can, and it's good. But I also love it when I see fans who, like you said, they go with the wind. They go where they go where the anime flows, and there's so many different ways to enjoy the event. So whatever floats your boat, as long as you're not hurting yourself, fine by me. You know, just have fun. You know, you find the anime as it is.
Did you ever have maybe like a really cool purchase when you were younger? I don't know what it's like to be young in the new world. However,
Yeah.
I am dust. But when you were younger, did you ever have like a really cool purchase that you couldn't really buy anywhere? Like there was no stores around who sold it. There really wasn't like a big eBay or like online shopping world yet. And then you would find it at an anime convention. It was really cool and it kind of like changed things.
I think that the only because it's like, to be fair, honestly, I didn't really have a lot of money when I was going to conventions, so a
Yeah.
lot of things for me, like my budget was just food, lodging, travel costs if I needed to, and I kind of, for me, purchasing things wasn't really like a big thing for me back then. But I think like at Anime Expo '05. I did fall into I kind of want to come out of here with, a couple of things because,
Were they
I mean,
swords? Tell me
it
they were
was
swords.
one of them was a sword. Yes,
That
I will not
that
lie.
was too far. I'm sorry.
No, that's like the standard. Like I think that's a rite of passage for every convention is everybody buys a sword at some point, and I'll never forget because, like at Anime Expo '05, I was actually hanging with my like friends of mine from NorCal who I knew through Initial D. Like I used to be a really huge Initial D. Like I used to be a competitive Initial D player. Like not a lot of people actually know that about. And um, crazily enough, like I said, it was my birthday convention, so it was like my birthday gift to myself. And all the people that I had went to the convention with, and all the people that I would room with, they basically ditched me. Right? Like they ditched me on my birthday to go play Initial D at another place nearby. So I was like, well, the hell am I gonna do here, right? So, but my other NorCal friends who came down as well, they came back early, and they were like, "Oh, dude, well, like we're hanging out." And the best part was like one of them had bought the reverse blade from Rurouni Kenshin, like a replica one,
Nice.
and he was having fun with that. And I was like, dude, I really want to buy one of those. So the following day, which was the last day of the con, I ended up going to the dealer's hall and purchasing that, along with like a kung fu top that had like a dragon and a tiger on the back. I don't know. I didn't know what I was buying. I was like, dude, this is tight, man. Like, I will never find this stuff. I can't go to like. I mean, maybe you could go to Marshalls or something, but you can't go to the mall and find this in like any store unless you go to like the specialty anime stores that upcharge you like 400%. I was like, I'm not doing that, dude. But I'm at a convention. We're doing this. Like, oh, I'm buying this. I was like, I have enough money just to make this happen. I was like, okay, I'm pretty happy about this now. So, like, it was a sword. I think there have been a couple other things that I've purchased, like small little things here and there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I bought a flask that had Sterling Archer from Archer engraved on it. Like things here and there. I haven't really bought anything that's super major, only because like I always think about like where am I gonna put it in our apartment? Like I have nowhere to really mount it per se, or like a case to display it in. And I'm usually the kind that's like I kind of want stuff that's like more functional, but at the same time, if they're like now that I have a job and now that I've been able to save up and actually put money away, I'm thinking like, hey, maybe there are like fixtures at a convention that I would go after. And there are especially people in the artist alley who have smaller things like pieces of art that I actually kind of want to go through now and be like, hey, like this art would look really cool on my wall. And I would want to go that route too, especially to get the artists that are putting themselves out there and buying stuff like my good friends at Nerdy Bit who have made some ridiculous clothing. And I'll never forget, I went to a convention once and they were tabled there. I wasn't even like a guest or anything. I just wanted to attend this small little event that they were at, and I just hung out at their booth. And I was like bringing my friends over, like, hey, check this out, like check them out. And they're like, dude, like you drove our sales up like 500%, bro. Like we need to do this again. But I was like, it's like I want to make sure that I'm supporting not just big purveyors of items, but when I go to a convention, I was trying to make a point to hit up the artist alley because there are some gems that you will find there. So and please, if you ever go to a convention, folks, if you're watching this, please make it a point, go through the artist alley, because you'll never know, like, that perfect thing that you're looking for that you didn't know you need, it's going to be there.
For sure. I definitely, you grew up in Southern California, right?
Yes, yes.
Cool. So I grew up in Maine. I grew up in like really rural. You know this, but this is for the world.
Mm.
But I grew up in really rural Maine and and I really liked going to anime conventions in general because I really there was no way to buy like any manga or anything like that. So or any like merchandise and everything. So I think I was in college, and my friend had never gone to an anime convention. I had gone to a couple in Maine. And my friend wanted to go to an anime convention for the first time, and we stayed with our other friend, who is actually like pretty close to here. So shout out if you ever see this. What's up? So, we were on our way to go to an anime convention, and we thought that we would bring food like from the dining hall because we wanted to save money, and like because like Boston's expensive. It was Anime Boston. It was kind of my first time like as a grown up in Boston too, dressed up like the Shugachara character. So that was fun, and I think she was Ramona Flowers, and my friend was a Meowth, and he got his. There's so many like. My brother has gone to like 2 anime conventions before, and at his second one, he got a sword. And his friend was like, I was like, hey, how was your second anime convention, you guys? Like, are you having fun? Like, what'd you do? And he's like, we both bought swords, and then we went back to our car. And I was like, yeah, you guys are now men. This is your rite of passage. Just going to an out-of-state anime convention and buying a sword is really like.
It's the rite of passage. You have to do it.
Yeah.
It really is adulthood. Oh gosh.
There's so many other good rites of passage too, though. My friend who dressed up like Meowth, he actually got a stuffed animal that was from an anime. So he got the Oran High School Host Club bunny, the Usa-chan. So that was cute. That was like the rite of passage at the time and everything. Getting like a rose from a cosplayer too was always like another rite of passage. I like DVDs, and I'm not just like I like DVDs, I like Blu-rays, I like manga, I like all physical media. I like t-shirts and merch and everything, but I really liked buying like manga and DVDs. I have so many from like my time like saving up all year just to spend it on like DVDs and manga, because like I just liked having like a forever copy of like whatever anime I wanted to finish watching. So it was really cool. But I saved up and I brought money, but my friend didn't, and she's like, we're gonna bring food so that we don't have to spend money. And I don't remember how in I was on this. Like, it probably was my fault, but it was also like everyone's fault. But we decided to just bring those free like drawstring bags you get like from clubs or like offices or whatever.
Yeah.
She had one, and we filled it with Fruit Loops, and just Fruit Loops. I don't know. Like, we were in college. We knew that we couldn't just eat Fruit Loops for a weekend. I'm not sure why maybe there was a reason. I'm sure that we couldn't bring like perishables. Maybe there just wasn't a lot of non-perishables at that time. But we just brought a drawstring bag full of Fruit Loops.
It was a drawstring bag full of Fruit Loops. Did anybody think to like? I know this wouldn't work, but like, did anybody think to like grab a small carton of milk and just dump it in the bag of Fruit Loops? Like, I don't know. Like, am I wrong? Like, that kind of sounds like a good idea. It's not a good idea, but
well, first of all, I need to like probably clarify is they actually weren't Fruit Loops. I'm sure that they were like Fruit-O's or something very similar.
Okay.
So because it was like the cafeteria at college.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess the part was the problem was like, we didn't really have lunch boxes since we both lived on campus, and then we only had the drawstring bag, but like we couldn't really bring milk or we couldn't really bring anything else because we had to take the train into Boston. We didn't have cars. We walked to the train station, which was like a 5-minute walk, and then we would take the train into Boston and then all the way back. So we just had Fruit Loops, and I just remember like just eating our sad fruit. Like, we would just walk back to like where we were sleeping, and we would just like she would just like sadly open the bag and just like.
I mean, I get the wanting to save money on food because like we
were fed at some like I bought food, and then like we ate food that wasn't just Fruit Loops all week, and I don't know if we would get scurvy like from that alone, but like we did eat. I just promise, but like Yeah, that was how, because she wanted to like buy really cool, like she wanted to buy manga or DVDs or something equivalent to
Yeah.
that. So I made sure that like I taught her how to like buy stuff too. So it was really cool.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So it was like it really was a learning experience. I mean, like that's not like I totally feel you on the trying like you want all your money for all the cool stuff that you can do at a convention. But yeah, you do have to eat. Like I remember that for certain conventions, like I think Anime Expo 2016, when I was staff and um we were put in the like at that time they were splitting the staff between the Radisson Hotel and then the USC dorms because that's what they had rented out. And like the USC dorms actually had like kitchens in them, which was like, okay, that's really like that's actually convenient. So like to save money, I tried to like buy there happened to be a Fresh and Easy nearby where we were staying. So I happened to just buy like a couple of things just to keep us fueled during the convention. And what sucks is like I use like 10 to 15% of that because we were out so much. It was just like, oh well, Yard House is right there by the convention center. Let's go eat there. And it's like, okay, why not? And but like the whole thing. One of the things that I will recommend convention if you are going and you do get time to go back to your hotel room is get snacks like protein bars, fresh fruit because you're only going to be there a couple of days. Apples, like stuff like that was a godsend. And you ended up meeting people, and these people became good friends. But I remember Pacific Media Expo 2015. It was like the first year they went to. It was like one of the first years they went to Pasadena. And a friend of mine had like this entire cooking getup in his room. Like he had like coolers full of meat and drinks and like eatables. It was like a con suite in his own room, but it was like just him. And he was like, "Yo, bro, I got you. I got you. Like, you need food? Like, he straight up cooked like barbecue like Korean short ribs out of nowhere." And I was like, "Oh, like okay, like, are we doing this? Oh yeah, we coming here for the rest of the convention. Like, I'm gonna talk money for yeah, like I mean your food, but yo, like at least I'm not spending like 30-40 bucks a plate on like a small plate of food because food in the area gets expensive. So, but it comes in really handy. It comes in really handy when when you're with your group and you can pitch in to buy breakfast stuff because you're waking up and like you don't want to go down to McDonald's. I mean, sometimes you do, but like you want like the first thing you can get. And of course you need like water. Like hydration is so important. I don't think we do it enough. So like the first thing you want to do when you wake up, make sure you have water and pitching in to make sure like the room or wherever you're staying that you're supplied. Like it goes a long way. And I'm not gonna. So the food things like I can tell you about Comic-Con 2009 where we survived on their makeshift. And it wasn't really makeshift, but they had a con suite too, and their con suite wasn't like Anime LA's. They actually like made sandwiches. They had like nuts and some like M&Ms, and they were in big supply, but it was like that was it. But like things like ALA, Anime Los Angeles, where like they had their suite, and they borrowed that idea from other conventions too, and I know a lot of them do that. But those are the real things. Like if you go to a convention suite, try not to rely on that as your primary source of food, but know that in a pinch, if you need something, like stay fueled. Trust me, like convention goers, like you gotta fuel yourselves, because if you want to do those like 24-hour, 48-hour, like I'm gonna go through the con with like as much energy as I had, you're gonna need to fuel yourself and actually to like eat properly. So con suites, I like the unsung heroes of every convention. I'm not gonna lie on that one.
Sage words of advice. Sage words of advice. I am manning the comment section of YouTube. I promise I'm listening and responding.
Oh,
Just letting everyone know I'm just I can't scroll down on the YouTube comments anymore. You guys have surpassed the length of my monitor, so congratulations. But I will be trying to talk to you guys at this point. For those of you tuning in, we are 11 Art, or this is not 11 Arts, but this channel is 11 Arts, and this is the 11 Arts live stream, and we are talking about anime conventions with the anime nerd culture video game host and MC Andrew J. I don't know why I keep pretending that you're next to me, Andrew J. Alandy. I think that I'm you're right here. Andrew J. Alandy, the MC host, video game anime nerd culture host for so many different events. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us. And we were talking about anime conventions, and this is 11 Arts.
yeah.
Don't forget to scroll up. I'm trying to copy the Andrew J. Landy comment and copy your handle. Scroll up to see. Follow Andrew J. Landy. Go to his link tree. It is Andrew Landy. And follow us, 11 Arts, on Twitter at 11_arts, Instagram 11_arts, and Facebook 11 Arts, and our YouTube, which you're on right now. So please subscribe.
Yep.
Please like, follow,
subscribe.
Hit
that. What is it? Like, comment, subscribe. That's what it is on YouTube, right? Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Something like I'm in the comment section, right? Like ALA, the comment suite actually partly how I made a lot of good friends there, like, because I remember when ALA was at the LAX Marriott before the con just outgrew the hotel, and I'm not lying. Anime Los Angeles outgrew that hotel, and it's such a beautiful place. But I worked in two different divisions as I was logistics, so I was helping set up and tear down the con. But then during the con, I was working con suite, so I would be their doorman because I knew how to keep track. I could manage a line and be like, okay, hey, like, all right, I'm like, we're stopped, like they're stuck right now, like I don't want this crowded, like, so stay there. So I was their doorman, and I met a lot of people working their con suite. Shout outs, by the way, I don't know if she's, but my friend Josie, who was one of the primary members of the con suite, especially when I was there, that woman could she was definitely always she was always cooking stuff, and she always made everything, even if it was as simple as a sandwich. She always took great care with it, and she was making sure the food she and that team were providing for the masses there. And I always feel like Josie never got enough never got enough credit for how much work she put in for that. Josie was there. My good friend Andrew Vo, who was the lead of the con at that time, and getting everything organized and making sure that the con suite actually had enough that it didn't run out. That was like hugely important, because when you've got a bunch of hungry weebs and a bunch of hungry nerds, like the food goes fast. I'm not gonna lie. I've watched them, like, in the mornings. I remember so many people were there at the con suite and just trying to fuel up for the morning. It was it got intense at times, because I remember the lines, but like the unsung heroes. I'll tell you this, like, where the food goes, the nerds will follow, and it was so necessary. And again, not enough credit is given to them, because if not for them, you've got a lot of hungry nerds who can't go to events, and that lowers numbers, and you're not going to be able to see a lot. It just doesn't look good. But providing that small service goes super far. And again, I just wanted to make sure that I never really get to see them really giving any praise. So I wanted to make sure that the people of the con suite, and especially the con suite now, still have a lot of friends there, still doing the good work. And this is not just ALA, but any hospital for any convention. Like, my hats off to you, because it's not easy, and it's almost a thankless job, but it's necessary. But like I said, give them the huge praise out there, because you're keeping everybody fueled.
We appreciate you. So I'd like to open the floor. If anyone in the comment section has any questions, comments, questions they want to ask our guests, anything like that, or anything just about conventions, or any questions you have in general, we'd like to answer them.
Right.
So yeah, give us a comment, name your favorite convention, name your favorite anime, just let us hear your text voice. Just say it.
Oh yeah, use text to voice. I know that there may be people who are driving. First of all, please drive safe. I implore you, but use the text to voice if you want. I've been going to, like I said, I've been going to conventions since 2005. I've seen my fair share of things that have happened as an attendee and as a volunteer, and now as a guest. And suffice to say, I've got a fair share of experience that can help through the experience of going, or if like you wanted to get involved. That's really one thing that helped me enhance my experience, was because when I went to AX 05 and 06. I see my friend in the chat. So I'm Big Love, y'all. I love you, big guy. I remember that in 05 and 06 at anime, and that I was only going to anime. I was hanging with friends and having a good time. I kind of actually spent most of the game. Yeah, I was really heavy into Initial D, and I was starting to get into Street Fighter 3, which is my game of choice now. It's what I've been competitive in. But in 07, because I was going with a new group of friends who, some of them, like lifelong friends. I'm not gonna lie. Like these are the people. We used to call ourselves Team Darkness, and this is a long story. I won't go into it, but we used to always room together for the few years that we were still hanging. We hung out. Only a couple of us really hang out now, but I'll never forget. In 07, we started like getting more involved, because we were all part of the Anime Expo forum. When that was a thing.
I love that time when you would just meet people on forums before you went to the convention. That was a good time.
Yes. Yeah, like we were part of the Anime Expo, and I had started volunteering because they like my foray into it was they were doing the forum meet and group, and I went in 2006, and it was kind of just like, kind of, hey, hanging out. Everybody's sitting there. You got your panelists and answer questions. There wasn't really like any sort of structure to it. So I totally signed on. I was like, hey, like I could run a game. Like I know how to do some of these things. And in 07, they brought me on as like a volunteer. I wasn't officially staff yet, but they let me run events at the forum meet and greet, and that's like kind of how the snowball started going, to where I just kept volunteering more, and the volunteering eventually became staff. I became actual staff in 2010 because we started doing more events, like the Late Comedy Showdown. Back then, it was known as Last. Before we were like, oh, we can't really use this name because NBC might, have an issue with that. But the ball got started with just one small volunteer role that took here and there, and all of our creativity just started, pouring out, and it was a way for us to really express ourselves in terms of what ideas we had, and we had a medium, we had a platform to do it on. So that was the most important thing, was the people in the convention scene, they took a chance, and they took a chance on us, and we ran with. They gave us the ball, we ran with, and like I said, like the Late Comedy Showdown, it has changed hands now, but it still went on. It's still going. A lot of the people that went through that competition still doing comedy here and there. Yes, I am talking about LCS. That's right. As the lifelong friends from the forum meet and greet, and I've had the pleasure of watching some of the people that I interacted with from the forums, from LCS, and now just my convention life in general, and seeing how they've all blossomed and followed this path within our fandom. And it's a beautiful thing, because again, everybody's expressing their fandom in their And as long as they're not hurting anybody, like they're not attacking anybody or causing property damage, great, terrific, celebrate, have fun, and I'll see you at the next convention. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Get your vaccine, and yeah.
As one of the as Brianna DeCoster commented earlier, anime with several exclamation points, and I think I definitely agree with that sentiment. Anime, definitely.
Yes,
Very
anime,
cool.
anime.
I love anime. It's really great.
Like
Yeah.
I honestly feel that I love that, especially well, one of the things also convention wise is that it's not just the new anime that gets shown love. Like yes, when you go to a convention, and what's the I don't like using this term, but it's like the like flavor of the month cosplay because like everybody seems to like jump on like, oh, I want to do this cosplay because like it's the popular anime, and like I said, that's totally cool. That's cool too. But you end up finding the cosplayers from like classic animes too. Like one thing that I really like got super hype over was I'm actually a really big fan of Robotech. Like Robotech is actually the first anime I ever watched. All like my brother introduced that to me when I was I think 7 years old. He rented a VHS. I don't even know if people remember what a VHS is in the chat, but he rented a VHS from the local shop and showed me Robotech for the first time. And I was like, that is so cool. And I'll never forget watching the anime. And then like years later at I think it was at Anime Expo, I saw somebody roll up in like the best Rick Hunter outfit I had ever seen. Like the helmet was pristine, the suit was the flight suit like immaculate. I was like, that is awesome! Like, oh my god! Like, I'm a fan. I don't care who like what do you do? Like, I want to know you. Like, that is awesome. And I think that at conventions the best part is it's not just the current anime, but it's all anime, and that's been the real beauty of it. Because again, you're gonna find fans of everything, of everything there, and seeing fans of like Robotech like just made my heart melt. I'm not gonna lie on that. So
Were there any cool titles that you watched because you heard about it at an anime convention?
that's a hard
I
question
mean, I'm sure
because
there are. Just do any come to mind?
any that come to mind, it's that is tough. I mean, I had friends that inspired me to catch up on. They tried to get me to dive into One Piece, and I did do One Piece for that. Gosh, there were suggestions were made, but I will say this because of the nature of what I was doing in life. I didn't, like I said, I never got the chance to sit down and actually fully watch. Um, I will say though that the friends that I had, I mean, there were series. I think like Shuffle was the one
I
that
like
we
Shuffle.
watched.
I
Ah,
like
yes,
Shuffle.
Shuffle was so cute. I'm not gonna lie, and that was actually like my call that had suggested. Like we watched it, and then I don't think we like finished it per se. Like we had trouble finishing it 'cause, like we all got distracted. A convention happened, and then we would all go and finished it because of the suggestion of others. Um, I will say that. So like there are suggestions that I always get friends there, and it gets tough to follow up on that because when you're in the heat of the convention moment, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that. And next thing, 5 minutes later, I'm like, was that serious again? Like I totally don't remember. It's like there's so much going on, and I'm just having a blast. But um, so I think that possibly at the next convention, I'm pretty sure if people come up to me with a suggestion on something I should watch, I'm probably gonna need to keep like a notebook, like a little like moleskin book, and write down like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to watch here. Watch this, and I think Food Wars is probably the one. If it's anything, it's honestly gonna be Food Wars that was suggested to me because I had so many friends who cosplayed from it. My partner, she cosplayed Ikumi from it, and fabulous job by the way. But I remember like so many friends actually saying that that's what I should get into. And I was late to the wheel on it, but I'm mad that I was late to the wheel, but still supremely glad that I watched it. I think that's probably where, that's probably the one title that does come to mind in terms of friends at a convention saying, "Hey, you need to watch this." So
Very cool. I think one example for me was I think Anime Expo. I think one year I was trying to go and do everything and just like see every friend possible and just see how much fun I could have. And then I saw that there was a screening for like Liz and the Bluebird, and I was like, I like anime. I should think more about cool anime titles like this to watch. I'm not just saying that. Every thought that I have is basically 6 Degrees to Liz and the Bluebird. It's a very good movie, among others. But anyway, I think we're out of time. I think that we have completed the live stream party that everyone has been so gracious to hang out with us and join us and enjoy together and comment and say things. So thank you guys so much. This is the 11 Arts live stream. Please follow our YouTube or follow us on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. And please, we need to reach 5K. We're almost at 5K. So tell your friends.
Please, what?
Tell your friends.
Hey, look, it's at 4.99K. Just push it over the top. Like, shout it out the windows. Tell the people on Vero to like 11 Hearts on YouTube. Vero.
Oh, that was such a good throwback.
Right? I was wondering. I'm like, will Shelby she get this? Oh god.
We should start something on. We should bring Vero back before things. Yeah, good. All right.
Yes.
I know what I'll be doing tonight. Thank you so much, Andrew J. Alandy, for coming here into our live stream and talking with us today. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. And again, to everybody out here, thank you again for hanging out and spending a little bit of your Friday or Saturday, wherever you are, with everybody here at 11. Fantastic, and couldn't be happier.
Make sure, Andrew, you are linked at Linktree. You are Andrew Alandy. What is your Twitter handle and your Instagram handle and everything else?
All right. So basically, in terms of anime things, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Andrew J. Alandy. Again, it's just my name, Andrew J. Alandy. And then also on Twitch, twitch.tv/Duralath. I do stream fighting games, and I do stream. I've sort of become a variety streamer now, so I do stream Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and I've also been streaming the game Hades for anybody who is a Hades fan. Been really diving into that game. It's actually taken away from Third Strike. But overall, basically wherever it is, again, mostly it's Andrew J. Alandy or Duralath. Either or, you're going to find me. I would love to talk with you all and just say hi.
Yay! Thank you so much for coming. Follow Andrew J. Alandy and also 11 Arts. Do it. Tell your friends to also do it. Hooray! I'm gonna hang up the stream. Yeah, end stream.